Joining us now is our second First Take Your Take contest winner. We just saw him talking some serious trash, and we loved what we saw. He's traveled all the way from Miami, and now he gets to take on Stephen A. and Max. We welcome in Mikal Goodman. So good to have you.
Stephen A., how's it going, Max?
Thank you so much for being here with us. You ready?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Super excited. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, let's work, people.
I won't mess with you. You know, you look good. You know what I'm saying? Look a little nervous, but it's all right.
Can you say this, John?
As long as you say my name, you can say Blovier, you say,
you know. And the pocket square, we can talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, give that.
He looks clean. Leave him alone.
I'm going to hook it up. I'm going to hook it up for him. You know, I was going to hook him
He's
up.
getting over the flu. I wouldn't give that to him.
Yeah.
He's trying to mess with your head. We know
Not
what
at
this
all,
is.
not at all, not at all.
All right, so we saw Kevin Durant and the Warriors dominate the Cavs Monday night by 35 points, and they own the Thunder in Durant versus Westbrook 1. Tonight we get the rematch at Oracle. It's going to be good. The Warriors are cruising at the top of the West at 35-6. Mikal, I want to start with you. Does this season prove Durant made the right move?
Well, first off, I want to say I don't mind Durant leaving for Golden State. I think it's good for the NBA. I like super teams. I think it's good for the fans, for the ones who want to cheer for the super teams and the ones who want to root against them. As far as Kevin Durant leaving, he's the alpha male on that team right now. He went to a team full of all-stars, and he's the alpha male on Golden State right now. Averaging a career high or averaging 26 points per game, a career high in rebounds, 8.7, a career high in blocks. He's leading the team in blocks. He's leading the team in field goal percentage. He's upped his assists from 3.7 last year to 4.7 this year. Statistically, all his stats have increased. He didn't just go on Golden State, Stephen A., to be a part of the team. He went to show and prove his worth, show and prove that he's the alpha, show and prove that his leadership and his inspiration to get better as a player and as a teammate has elevated Golden State to even higher goals this year. Obviously, he made the right decision if they win. They got to win, right? They got to win the chip, and they got to win this year. If he loses this year, it's going to be a mark on his legacy. But if he does what he's doing right now during the season, which is dominating, statistically, leading that team in majority of the categories, and he does that in the playoffs, and he does that in the finals, because we all know he's going to have to face his nemesis, LeBron James. He does this against LeBron James and brings home the championship. Just one championship, in my opinion, validates his decision.
That's wrong, because you can't reverse engineer greatness. Now, had he wouldn't even been able to join the team had they won the championship. That had been the 73-win team that also wins the championship, and now you're going to join? No. But they didn't win the championship, so that gave him an opening to join the team. But a championship this year validates LeBron James more than anyone else, because what it says is a 73-win, unbeatable, greatest half-court offense team in the history of basketball wasn't enough to beat LeBron James. So the best player not named LeBron James on earth had to join that team just to maybe overcome LeBron James. If anything, that further validates LeBron's status. But when I say reverse engineer, what I mean is, being the best player on a championship team, validates your greatness. Therefore, I'll take a team that's already basically a championship team. They won 1 2 years ago. They got to a Game 7 very close at home last year. And by virtue of the fact that I'll be the best player on that team, that'll make me great in a new way. No, he's also not the alpha male on that team. He is the best player. The alpha is actually Draymond right now in terms of personality. One of the problems on Golden State is that neither Steph nor Kevin Durant in crunch time in the finals or deep in the playoffs has shown that alpha quality. That's partly what seems to be missing. So Kevin Durant doesn't prove anything by going to Golden State, even if he wins this year, other than, damn, it takes a lot to get by LeBron James if he has a squad.
Let me get back to this man. Mikal. Is that right? Is that right? Mikal. Did I get that right? Not Mike, not McDonald, not Mike, Mikal. Okay. Let me get this straight. Before I even get into all of this, I just want to make sure I'm clear. You love basketball.
Yep.
You know basketball.
Yep.
You love competition.
Yep.
It's important to you.
Yep.
Right? Because the theater of it all, it matters. Let's analyze Kevin Durant. I want to be on the record. Because I need to, I'm going to do a Max Kellerman here. I'm going to regurgitate and stuff. You know what I'm saying? To make sure.
You're going to win an argument?
To make sure. I do that every day. But the point that I'm trying to make is, I'm going to make sure that I make sure, hedge myself a little bit. Here's the deal. Kevin Durant's one of the top 2 players in the world. Kevin Durant is a superstar. I don't recall that ever being questioned before he went to Golden State. So when we talk about validation, it's certainly not validation about his qualifications, his talent. Where the validation comes in is whether or not you're going to end up a champion and how that comes to be. We got plenty of champions throughout NBA history who have ridden coattails en route to capturing the title. Now, he's not doing that now because he never does it during the regular season. A matter of fact, I'm willing to tell you he never does it during the playoffs. Kevin Durant is good for 30. Kevin Durant, when they lost in the finals, averaged 30 on better than 50% shooting. Yep. But when the moment arose against LeBron and the Miami Heat, Macau, what happened? APB was out for this brother. Now, we fast forward to last year. I have no problem with Kevin Durant leaving. That has never been my issue. You want to leave Oklahoma City? You gave 9 great years to that franchise. You were the man. You were the alpha, even though Russell got an alpha mentality in terms of efficiency. You were the alpha if you're Kevin Durant. Here's the problem. That same alpha dude, because Macau knows basketball, right? What happened to Kevin Durant game 6?
10 for 31.
Don't give me numbers, because it ain't just about numbers. I'm talking about moments. I'm talking about you, Kevin Durant, Mr. Efficient, all of a sudden jacking up 1-on-3 shots, rushing shots, doing things that were uncharacteristic for him to do. They blow the game to the point where you had cats, even like yourself, who had to admit it looked like a choke job. Game 7 at Golden State. I was there courtside. What happens? He sits up there and waits how long, Max, to get aggressive? And we were saying, where the hell is Kevin Durant?
Late in the fourth quarter.
So all of that background, Macau, I just gave you. You turn around and a month later, you go to the very same team that happened against, who happened to be 73-9 and reigning NBA champions when you disappeared in key moments of the last 2 games after being up 3-1. How do you explain that?
Well, look, I love the fact how you gloss over that Kevin Durant has another top 4 player on his team. So let's go to the Western Conference Finals. Let's go to those games.
Sure.
Okay, where was Russell Westbrook in game 5, 6, and 7? Russell Westbrook led that team in the Western Conference Finals in turnovers. Mm-hmm. Not only was he a turnover machine, he also in game 7, since you want to bring up game 7, so do you know, the man shot 2 for 3 in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So how y'all guys destroyed LeBron James against the Dallas Mavericks for not showing up in the fourth quarter? Mm-hmm. Where was Russell Westbrook? Where was that aggression? What was going on?
Is that a rhetorical question, or do I get to answer?
I mean, I want to know. Because you fail to always bring it up.
No. I never. You know why I don't bring it up? Because you didn't listen to me the first time. Because if you rewind that clock, you go, because I know you TiVo the show too. You'll just watch your TiVo. That's why you're here, because you're going to memorize everything I said. You will recall that I specifically got into a debate with Max about my definition of choking. My definition of choking is not somebody who doesn't get it done in crunch time. It's somebody that deviates from what we've normally come to expect from them when crunch time arrives. So that Russell Westbrook that you pointed to is a Russell Westbrook we've been watching for his whole career.
Not showing up in the fourth quarter?
No, I just finished.
Okay, not showing up in the fourth quarter?
That doesn't answer his point.
Yes, it does.
Well, what you're saying is that by your definition, which I think is a strange one in this case, Russell Westbrook didn't choke because he normally doesn't play well in those situations. Macau's point seems to me to be, correct me if I'm wrong, that whatever the circumstance is, whatever Russell Westbrook normally does, the fact is the number 2 player who Kevin Durant was playing with played very poorly when Durant needed a prime partner.
But what I'm saying to y'all, and I'm glad y'all brought this up, because this is basketball and I want to explain this thoroughly. What I am saying is that with a Russell Westbrook, he has been notorious turning the ball over, making ill-advised decisions, not, taking ill-advised shots or not taking shots at all at times during these crunch moments throughout his career, because he was the second wheel to Kevin Durant and he didn't seem to know when to amp it up, when to step back. That is a consistent complaint throughout the first 8 years of Russell Westbrook's career. So the problems that he brought to the table, we expected. Once with Durant, we didn't expect that.
So we expect.
I'm saying that's
the number 4 player in the league, perennial all-star, one of the greatest talents and athletes, and y'all guys have said that we've ever seen on the basketball court. We expect him to shoot it 3 times in the fourth quarter in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. That's what we expect. I just want to make sure that that's what we expect.
Yes, because to me the biggest issue, biggest issue is Game 6. because Game 6 was on your home floor.
Okay,
it was on your home.
They
It's not just that it was on your home floor. It's that what we came to expect from Kevin Durant, because remember, rumors were he might be leaving. Adrian Wojnarowski for Yahoo had reported that he might go to Golden State. We were hearing all of these things. And so as a result of that, you wanted to see, and like you said, had Golden State won, then Kevin Durant could not have gone because it would have really looked like he's jumping on a bandwagon.
I want to hear the answer to that, to my point. Which is that Kevin Durant here is trying to reverse engineer his greatness. Oh, greatness means you're the best player on a championship team. That team's just about championship. I'll put him over the top. Okay. That'll prove that I'm great.
So let me ask you this. Sure. Did LeBron reverse engineer his greatness when he went and teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh?
You could argue.
He was already great.
You could argue he did at the next level, although you could also argue he never had enough around him before that. He had to take matters into his own hands. If you look at the Oklahoma City team that Durant just left, you could argue they did have enough. Were Durant up to the occasion?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So LeBron, before going to Miami, didn't have enough. But when he got to Miami, he had D Wade and Chris Bosh. Just like before in Oklahoma City, yes, Durant had Westbrook and he had some pieces around him. They didn't get it done. So now he elevated his game, went to the next level as far as superstars around him. And I say he's the alpha male because he is dominating statistically on a team with Steph Curry, two-time MVP, Draymond Green, and so on and so forth.
Something I want you to think about for when you come back. The reason why I do look at Kevin Durant's situation different than LeBron is because when LeBron went to Miami and Chris Bosh came and Dwayne Wade came, none of them had played together. And there was still the Boston Celtics with KG, Ray Allen, Rondo, Paul Pierce, and Kendrick Perkins in the starting five that had never lost a playoff series because they kept getting hurt. When they were on the floor together, they had never lost. Whereas in Golden State, Kevin Durant is joining a team already together. So he just has to.
No, that's what degrees, not.
We can talk about it. Like I said, we talk about it. But I want you to think about that.
Let me say, you got these guys hot, holding your own. Great point. Yes, you did. Looking forward to when you come back. Up next.
What's up, Max Kellerman? I hope you ain't forgot about me. I heard what you said, that when I get up there, you're gonna dissect me when you see me. I mean, I don't even understand half the time what you're talking about. With your weird analogies and using all these big words, talking about euphemistic language, the diabolical dismemberment of Tom Brady's body at the age of 41 would lead to his demise. I mean, what are you talking about? Are you talking about sports or are you talking about a sci-fi movie?
Your take winner, Mikal Goodman, back with us, already taking shots. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
We ready to talk a little basketball, gentlemen?
Sure, let's go.
No, we are not talking. We're not talking basketball. We already did that. We're talking the NFL. Let's stick with that.
Awesome.
Facebook Gate is what we're speaking on. It's dominating the headlines ahead of Sunday's AFC Championship game. Mike Tomlin spoke yesterday and called Brown's Facebook Live in the locker room foolish and selfish. Big Ben, your thoughts?
I am a little disappointed that he did that because that is a sacred thing. Coaches talk and then I talk, and you don't want everyone to know what's going on in there in the family. And then I wish AB would have been listening to coach and myself, instead of being on the other side of the locker room filming.
Oh, by the way, the Steelers travel to face the Patriots on Sunday for the chance to play in Super Bowl 51. Mikal, how will this impact Sunday's game?
Stephen A., when I seen this come out, it tickled my stomach. I'm a diehard Baltimore Ravens fan, so anything negative against the Steelers, I'm excited about. So when I seen this, this is gospel, Stephen A. I know it's January, but if I tell you it's Christmas, go ahead and wrap the presents. This is a gift for Bill Belichick. This is a gift to motivate his team more and to keep them even more focused. This is a gift to show these guys that any ammunition that Bill Belichick needs to use as motivation, he's going to use. We all know the New England Patriots franchise, whenever they get backed in the corner, whenever they feel someone is saying they have an unfair advantage, they come to play. You look at Spygate. Next season, they come out undefeated in the regular season. You look at Deflategate. They come out, Brady serves his 4-game suspension and comes back 14-2. Whenever they have to rally, that's what's going to happen with the Steelers. It's a huge distraction. We're already into Wednesday. They're still talking about it. I'm sure they're going to talk about it tomorrow. And the thing with the New England Patriots is they are masters at majoring in the minors. So they are masters at being detail-oriented, doing all the little things it takes, and this extra motivation is going to show the Steelers why that their record against the New England Patriots in Foxborough being 0-3, Ben's record against Brady being 2-6 matters in this game.
Go ahead.
This is not going to affect the game. If the Patriots win, they'd have won anyway. If the Steelers win, then, what's the beef? But this will affect the perception of Antonio Brown. Because just as was the case for Odell Beckham Jr., as I said earlier, once you did that, Odell, especially Odell, because he's the #1 offensive star on the team. There's no Le'Veon Bell to share the spotlight with or who may be even more important to the game plan. Odell had to ball, and the Giants had to win. And he did neither. He didn't ball, and the Giants didn't win. That's a problem for Odell right now. Antonio Brown, and Stephen A., you brought it up earlier, he's already balled in the playoffs. That puts even more pressure on him. Because if he doesn't ball now, it's like,
then you blame it on that. Yeah.
What was different? Oh, that was different. But not only does he have to ball, now they have to win, and they're underdogs. So the underdog has to win, or people will point to Antonio Brown and say maybe they don't love him in that locker room. So he's put pressure on himself to ball and to win. But the outcome of the game will not be affected by this.
McCall. Baltimore Ravens fan?
Absolutely.
So your soliloquy was emotional. Is that correct?
That's not correct. I'm looking objective.
I'm asking because you mentioned that you're a Baltimore Ravens fan and you prefaced your soliloquy with your fandom for the Baltimore Ravens, and everything you uttered and echoed was against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are you still swearing that it was completely objective?
It was objective.
Okay.
Is yours objective?
Would that be
You're a
absolutely?
Steelers fan.
You don't know what I'm going to say. I'm asking Mollywood. I'm asking Mollywood why you ask me a question like that before you even hear what I have to say yet.
Okay.
You're supposed to wait for what I have to say to ask me whether or not it's emotional or not.
I will patiently
I'm getting
wait.
ready to go back to McCall. I must confess, you make a good argument. I got to give it to you. Because as I sit here today, I must say, I lead the dance into this brother. But I must say, I'm in the middle right there. I'm in the middle right there. Because on one hand, I want to roll with Max on this one. But on the other hand, you make a good point too. And I'm literally like, man, I got till Friday. I don't have to make a decision till Friday. Because I got to tell you, I'm back and forth with all of this. I'm like, that damn Antonio Brown, you really messed up for me. I picked the Steelers. I thought the Steelers going to get this. And now I'm thinking about Bill Belichick. We don't pay any attention to that. And I don't believe him. I certainly don't believe the players. So I'm like, damn Antonio Brown might have messed us up. But if Max says he's got a ball, he go ball. And if he's balling with Le'Veon, averaging 168.5 yards over the first 2 playoff games. I'm like, we gonna be all right. But I don't know because the Patriots are fired up and it's in Foxborough and in the Steelers year and their offense with that damn defense in the secondary against Brady. Oh, damn. I don't know right now. So I got to give credit where credit is due. McCall, you make a good point. I'm not ready to roll with you yet,
okay,
but I can't roll against what you're saying because they're legitimate points.
Well, let me help you get you on the side of New England. So their 2 biggest assets, right? Their attention to detail, like I said earlier.
Yep.
When it's fourth quarter, when they need a first down, when they need 10 yards, that receiver's running 11 yards getting tackled for the first down.
Yep.
When they have a blitz called and that linebacker has to go into that A-gap, because he knows that end is twisting around and coming to the B gap, that linebacker goes into that A gap. Their attention to detail is so great. Exactly. Right? And then, we haven't even talked about the greatness of Brady. So, I learned a long time ago, you can't make anybody do anything, but you can motivate and inspire everyone to do everything. So Brady's ability to motivate and inspire his receivers to run the right routes, to catch certain passes, to make plays, motivate and inspire his running backs to do running back by committee so they're all unselfish. His play on the field motivates his defense to step up and make plays. All that, including his attention to detail, including Belichick's drive to prove people wrong that they don't have an unfair advantage, all leads to, in my opinion, New England winning.
Here's my issue with you on a couple of levels. All of those points are valid from a numbers perspective, but it ignores history. For example, the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl a couple of years. We believe that if Marshawn Lynch and Pete Carroll had made the stupidest call in NFL history by not giving Marshawn Lynch the ball at the half-yard line, the Patriots wouldn't have won that Super Bowl.
That's my attention to detail, though.
But that particular Super Bowl was the first time in 10 years New England had won a title. Keep in mind that off of Spygate, they had gone 16-0. Second game of the season was when they got busted. They still won 14, 15 straight, went through the playoffs, but lost to the Giants. So even though you're right about their gap discipline and the other disciplines that they employ, in the end, it hasn't produced a Super Bowl championship those particular years.
Brady's going to torch that secondary. We got to leave it there, though, guys. Macau, you killed it. Thank you so much for being here. It was so much fun. You brought it, making us all think.
Thank you. Proud of you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.